Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7:00 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, did Greg get back online? Oh, yeah, okay. If he does not, he is excused. Okay. So moving on to proclamations, presentations, and visitors. What? Oh, sorry, I missed one. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll move to approve the amended agenda as presented, adding item 6C, Police Department purchase of F-150 and upfitting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agenda is approved. Moving on now, presentations, proclamations, and visitors. Tonight's presentations, we have Corn Festival Princess here with coordinator Deanna Cox.
Good evening, City Council. I've brought our newly crowned 2026 Corn Fest princesses to introduce them to you because some of you weren't at the coronation, so I wanted to bring them so you could see them. This is our 5th year of crowning princesses this year. So we have Princess Emma, that you could turn. Just stand right here. That's okay. You're fine. Just stand right there. Princess Charlotte. Just go and stand kind of in front. Yeah, right there. There you go. And then we have Junior Princess Aaliyah. Junior Princess Ari. And at coronation this year, we had invited a bunch of our past princesses back. So we had past, present, and we also crowned a future. I'd like to introduce to you 7-month-old. She's one of Aumsville's youngest residents, Aliciana, and we have invited Aliciana to be a
5 years.
2031 junior princess in 5 years. And then hopefully I can do this without crying. Since this is our 5th year of crowning princesses, we've decided to add a 5th princess to this year. The person we chose really embodies a true princess. She has been a volunteer for over 12 years at many events in the city, at her church's Awanas Club, the summer reading program, superhero carnival, and many other activities in the city, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. She has been in Aumsville all her life and truly loves her community. We would like to introduce to you your 2026 honorary princess, Kendall Burney. Kendall is very honorary. This is your 2026 Corn Fest royalty. And If you want to get a picture with
you
them,
guys
you
can-
can. You just set them up.
Taller ones in the back. We will
Come around.
come around. And Kendall in the middle. Yes.
That was my fault. There we go. Perfect. They don't think they can get things down.
Can you see?
Everybody say, Corn Fest. Corn Fest. There we go. Great job. Great job. Thanks.
Everybody back. Sorry. I need to run.
Oh, you had to get me out of the way?
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, ladies, for coming, and thank you to the parents for. It's a lot of work our Corn Festival princesses do, and it's appreciated. Okay, moving on to, we have no proclamations. Is there anyone signed up for public comment, either online or in person? Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda is approved unanimously. Okay, moving on. We have no public hearings. There is no old business. New business. On to item 6A, Resolution 06-26, authorizing budget appropriation transfers. We will now invite Ron up, or Ron may speak to it.
If I can speak from the desk here.
Yes, that's fine.
Mayor, Council, what you have before you is just a housekeeping item. We do this every year. When we get to the end of the budget, usually our gross revenues in our water fund fluctuate a little bit from where we anticipate. They didn't fluctuate much, but they did fluctuate by $284. And in order to be able to transfer that administrative fee into the general fund, we have to have a budget appropriation because it's coming from an enterprise fund. And so what this resolution does is it just allows us to transfer $284 from the water fund for the administration of the water fund into the general fund. And I can answer any questions.
I don't have any questions. Is there a motion?
I move to approve Resolution 0226, authorizing 2025, 2026 budget appropriation transfers in the water fund as presented by staff.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Is there any further deliberation? Being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item 6B. EQ cleanup, clean water state revolving fund, the loan. It's
Thank you.
loan draft agreement. There we go.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just kind of walk back through history a little bit. As council knows, we've been working on our improvement to our wastewater treatment facility for several years now. And as council knows, at the last meeting, you authorized us to go out for a RFP for the construction phase. Previously, we've done RFP awards for equipment that was needed as part of the mechanical pieces of the facility. We went out for an RFP for our biosolids removal, design, and engineering of the facility and the capital facilities plan. And so now as we enter that phase where we're getting close to recommending an award for construction, that's the actual physical vertical building, we have to have what we call interim funding for the long-term funding through USDA. Council previously approved a resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute that interim funding, but now we actually have the draft contract from DEQ. And so what we wanted to do was bring this back for your review, the draft contract for the interim funding, and then make sure everything is okay with you before we initiate the contract. One of the elements that we need for funding is for the city attorney to sign off on the contract. City attorney has reviewed the contract, and they want to get your approval of the contract before they finally sign off on the loan. They didn't, wasn't any significant changes to the contract. It was more explaining what our obligations are. And so this basically will go towards the $15 million USDA funding. 6 million of that is in a grant and 9 million of it is a loan. And so before USDA doesn't send payments as construction occurs, once construction is done, then they send they accept one large $9 million debt is basically what it is. So DEQ provides that funding throughout the construction phase. And then once that's done, then it transfers to USDA, if that makes sense to everybody. And I think that's really it in a summary. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer this.
Are there any questions?
Think so.
Nope, I read the whole thing and I didn't find anything that was questionable, so.
That was my question. It was to you. Did you read this whole thing?
I did, every single sentence.
They're fairly standard contracts, and
Yeah, it is. I've seen them before.
other than we suggested some date changes and things like that to go along with our performance requirements. Other than that, there wasn't really a lot of suggestions.
And I've been in the weeds of all of this from the beginning, so when I went over it, I didn't see anything that I had questions over. Okay, is there a motion?
Move to direct the city administrator to execute a loan agreement for funding through the Clean Water State Revolving Fund for the wastewater treatment plant project in the amount of $9 million. Authorize the city administrator to take all necessary legal and contractual actions in connection with the same, and authorize the city administrator to do any other acts necessary or appropriate in order to obtain the loan as presented by staff.
Second.
Is there any further deliberation? I just want to say that the closer we get things moving along, like the better I feel.
Yes, let's
Yes.
actually build something.
It's a weight being lifted off our shoulders little bit by little bit. So I appreciate all the work that's gone into this up to this moment. I think every little thing that we do feels like a milestone moving forward. So, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 6C, Police Department purchase of a F-150.
Well, good evening, council, and thanks again for your time. As you know, we have a vehicle replacement fund, and as of now, we have enough funds to replace another vehicle. We're currently at 6 vehicles right now, 2 of which are in dire need of being replaced. And then another one is getting pretty close. And looking at researching which vehicles we're going with, as you have, I don't know if you have a copy of my staff report. I don't know how much detail. I know you just got it today. We're looking at a possible truck this time due to the needs of the department and transporting materials, training gear to and from our quarterly range regarding targets and ammunition and all of our bags, as well as our community events that we hold where we're transporting barbecues back and forth. And since working here in 2006 on, we've always used our personal vehicles for all of this. And this would take away the use of our personal vehicles. In doing the research, as you can see, I've also attached some copies of what it would take to upfit and the cost of purchasing another SUV. And this is within comparable ranges. It's about a $5,000 difference, I think, versus to get the truck, but that would maintain all of our needs for all of the side stuff that we don't have access to without using our personal vehicles. So if there's any questions, I can answer that.
I'd just add that it is pursuit rated. It would be used just like we would
Correct.
use any other police vehicle. It's just, it is
And-
more flexible.
Correct. And in the past, we were asked the question, you know, Ford versus Dodge versus Chevy. Right now, the Ford has the only truck that's actually pursuit rated, so it could be used for everyday functions. Dodge has a truck. A lot of departments use them, but they're mainly for like supervisor vehicles or something to deploy, like drones. They just come out to the scene. They're not really used for daily operations. So the Ford actually has one. But yes, I think it's a 3.6, yep, 3.6 EcoBoost. I think it's a twin turbo if I remember right. And it's 4-wheel drive capable as well.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
No,
for Chief?
nice choice, nice work.
So council, just as a reminder, this is actually appropriated in next year's budget, which will begin July 1st.
Correct.
We have to order these vehicles. We don't expect to get this vehicle or actually finalize the purchase until the fall. It takes a little bit for them to come in, but we wanted to get the ball rolling now because of how long of a lead time there is to get vehicles.
Thank you for that clarification. All right, is there a motion?
I move to approve the purchase of a 2026 Ford F-150 police responder and equipment at the cost of $73,196.55 from the Vehicle Replacement Fund 2811. Second.
Is there any further deliberation? Being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 7, City Administrator Report. Ron,
I gave my lengthy report at the.
nothing here.
there's nothing here. You don't have anything to talk about.
I gave my lengthy
Shortest one
report
ever.
at the first meeting, so I don't have anything additional to report, except to say Superhero Carnival is this Saturday. 12 to 3, rain or shine, we will be there with games and prizes and fun activities for the kids and families.
But that way we're sure it won't rain.
Yeah, if we all come prepared, it won't.
Okay. Moving on to mayor and councilor reports. Does anyone have anything to report? I don't have anything. Sorry, is there anything for good of the order? There are no correspondence and no executive session, so we can go ahead and end the meeting at 7:19.